Are you looking for an adjustable skull mount bracket that won't put a hole in your pocket? Well, hold on to those subscribe buttons and follow me because I might have something for you. What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel, where our #1 goal is to inspire each and every one of you to get outside and enjoy the great outdoors, and also give you tips and strategies to hopefully help you become better outdoorsmen and women. In this video we're going to cover a fully adjustable skull bracket. This is something that anybody can go down to the local hardware store and your Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware. You could go down there, pick up these parts, and you don't need anything more than a drill with a couple drill bits and some wrenches or pliers. I know not everybody has access to tools, so I wanted to try to keep this as simple as I could. If you're familiar with other brackets on the market, there's thousands of different ways you could do it. As simple as a screw on the wall, or as simple as an L bracket with a 1/4 20 bolt. I've had my deer hanging from these for years, but I've tried recently, past couple years, I bought a product, skull mount, I think it's a skull hooker, and what the skull hooker does is it allows you to pivot and swing the head. So I just, for 35 bucks, $25, $35 a piece, that's just it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's a great product and they work really well. They're not the most secure if you have kids in the house, but it's really a great product. But if you're wanting to save a few bucks, you could go down to the hardware store and build one of these for less than $10, probably somewhere between $5 and $8 if you go the cheapest route you could possibly go. You might even have some of the stuff laying in your garage or shed. That being said, we're going to get on over here and I'm going to show you guys how to put this together. Alright, so we're going to try to make this as quick and painless as possible. So end result, this is what you want. This is going to give you the ability to tilt your head up and down, which you have plenty. I mean, it'll go all the way down and around, but obviously the more you go down it tightens up, so you just have to give it a little slack there. But you also get your left and right motion. The only thing you got to get over is the fact that there's a plate on one side and not the other. If that bothers you, I mean, you can always attach this to a little piece of wood or even a bigger plate. That makes it look more symmetrical. I mean, honestly, once the head goes on there, you don't really see all that. And you can cut these and make these all fancy if you want. And you can even do like you did here and buy some of these more decorative hinges. And they look, you know, just a little neater. First thing you're going to need is your hinge, which there's several different sizes of hinges. Obviously the price goes up a little bit when you get a little bit bigger, but you're just going to want to determine how far you want this head away from the wall. One thing I will tell you to look out for in these hinges is to try and find one that's a lot stiffer, like this one. It's a lot harder to move. It's got this plastic sleeve around the pin. What that does is it allows it to, if your wall isn't perfect or if you don't have it 100% perfect, it doesn't want to swing on its own to one side or the other, and it makes it a lot more of a pain in the butt. I like them to be a lot stiffer like this. It works a lot better. See, whereas like this gate hinge here, it's real flimsy, and you could do things to stiffen that up if you wanted to. But okay, like I said, I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. So all you're going to need is a 3/4 inch wrench and a 9/16 and a 1/4 inch drill bit and a 3/8 drill bit. I prefer step-up bits when re-drilling these already drilled holes in these hinges. It's a lot more smoother, and you could deburr it all with the same bit. You don't have to switch. For the basic skull bracket, all you're really going to need is a hinge, about a 4-inch 1/4 20 eye bolt, a 3/8 by 16 nut and carriage bolt, about 1.5 inches long, but you're going to end up cutting off the excess anyhow, so if you can find them about 1 inch, that's fine. I got 2 3/8 rubber washers, rubber or neoprene washers, and a torque washer. You could probably get away with just a regular washer, but this really helps hold it nice and steady, and you'll see here in just a minute how that works. To start off, let's get your step bit and drill this out to 3/8, and then file your burrs off, whether you want to do that with a deburring tool or use your step-up bits. All I did. You just take your 3/8 bolt, you put one of your rubber washers on like that, slide it through your eye bolt, put your other 3/8 washer on, so you end up with that there. Then you're going to take with a pair of pliers and you're going to bend. These torque washers are made for carriage bolts. When they go into wood, it keeps it from spinning on the opposite side while you're trying to tighten it. So what I did here is I took and I bent the ears down on one side because they're not even needed, and on this side I kind of bent them out to where they would fit around the end of this hinge to where it was nice and sat flush. That way your bolt, which you're going to want to put this on this side, then you just simply take your nut on the back side and you'll tighten it down. And it's that simple. And once you get it in the position you want it, all you got to do is tighten it. So obviously I took and I cut my bolt down to where it was just flush with the nut, where it makes it nice and clean. You're just going to take it out and paint it from this point if you want. You don't have to, but you can go a step further. So obviously this will fit. You have your skull. This will obviously fit in there and it sits just fine. Well, to me it just was not the most secure deal. I mean, yes, it works, but it could be better, right? So what I did was I took one of these 3" by 3" T metal brackets and I bent it. I bent it up on the sides and then up on the front. So you'll want to drill this hole here out with your 1/4 inch bit, or your step-up bit. Just drill it out to a 1/4 inch. Throw your nut on, and if you notice I have it slightly bent. You just want to bend it to somewhere around that same contour and get that nice and tight. Obviously you'd want to use a pair of pliers for that. You want it nice and tight. So this works only if you have on the back of your skull mount, if you've knocked these earbuds out, which is recommended for doing these Euro mounts. Most people are going to knock them out so they can get in there and really get these clean. Your eye bolt goes up inside the brain cavity, and these two little ears that you bent up there kind of rest inside those earbud sockets. So that creates a very sturdy hold, and what you can do is run you a safety pin or a zip tie or anything on there. That way if anything gets bumped, this thing is not going to fall off. Obviously I don't have this, this is only hand tight, it's not on there 100%, but you get the point. But that makes it nice and secure. You can even cut that little ear off if it bugs you. It's not necessary, it's not doing anything. Like I said, you can see up in there how that goes completely through. If you drill these out to a 1/4 inch, you can slide a 1/4 inch bolt in there. If you're one that wants to take it off and on to show your friends or to show them off or to just look at it from time to time, you might not want to put a zip tie. But another option here, like I did on this one with this gate hinge, if you can see this, I stepped this eye bolt up to a 3/8 eye bolt, and I had to end up going to a 1/2 inch carriage bolt. It's the same process, I just had to get a bigger torque washer and some bigger 1/2 inch rubber washers. But it's the same exact concept, but I had to go up to the 3/8 because this rubber grommet was a 3/8 thread, and I put a wing nut behind it. But honestly I'd prefer a regular nut and just tighten it with a wrench. But what this allows you to do is that size of this grommet is perfect for this brain cavity hole. So what you'll do is just stick that rubber grommet perfectly up in that brain cavity hole. Whoops. And then you'll tighten your wing nut, and then it'll expand up inside there. As tight as can be, and that's just finger tight. You can get it tighter than that. Tighten it down. It ain't going nowhere, especially up on the wall. And I would probably get a longer eye bolt that goes on up in there, just in case this rubber were to give for some reason or got knocked hard enough that it don't hit the ground. Well guys, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. I'm sure I forgot something, but as always, all comments are welcome. If you guys have any ideas or have any comments, questions, please write them down in the subscription box below. Don't forget to also grab the like button, share it with your friends. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We definitely appreciate it. Until next time, get outside and enjoy the great outdoors.